Good morning everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So welcome back to me again. I am Anis Ramayati. So in this day I would like to explain about the new material. The material is about the current teaching methodology in the reading. So check it out. Okay, the first time is I would like introduce myself first. This is my name is Anis Ramayati. I come from class G. Okay, next, and special today, I would like to explain about the current teaching methodology in the reading. It is there are four. Table content is number one is the meaning of the reading, and the strategy, and the last is about the practicing. Check it out. Current teaching methodology in the reading. So, do you know? Maybe you know about the reading, you know about the skill in the English language, reading, listening, speaking, writing, reading, and then grammar and then vocabulary and so more. So the number one is about the meaning. So the meaning of the current teaching methodology in reading is the number one. I want to explain about the reading. Reading is one of the language skill which is very important to be learned by students. Through this activity, students can improve their own language experience. They will get information and idea which they need to know. And the next is the reading strategies is a skill to look for information in terms of speaking ability. Suggests that the reading is one of the basic skill of language which has a complex activity included in it. So reading is special. So in this material, I want to explain about how to teaching with the unique and the good the methodology or strategy in this material. Okay, next. Goals. Do you know? There is the goal if you want to reading. It is every content or it is every word. So the goal of the teaching reading are the producing students who can use reading strategies to maximize their comprehension of the text, identify relevant and non-relevant information, and tolerate less than word by word comprehension. It is therefore to accomplish this goal, instructor focus on the process of reading rather than on in this product. This is the goal of the readings. Okay, and the next is approach of the teaching reading. Is there are many or there is special the approach if you want to learn, if you want to teach in then every skill like the listening, speaking, reading, grammar, vocabulary, and so more. But in special reading, I got the three approach about how to practice this lesson and special teaching about the reading. Okay, next, and number one is about the reading material must be authentic, and that means it must be the kind of the material that students will need and want to be able to read when they're traveling, studying abroad, or using the language of the context outside the classroom. So the reading material must be authentic, like yes, the balance with the level like in the 10th grade, 11th grade, and senior high school grade or junior high school grade. So this is must balance and authentic. And the next is the reading purpose must be authentic. That means students must be reading for the reason that makes sense and have the relevance to them, because the teacher asks it is not an authentic reason for reading a text. This is the second, and the last is the reading approach must be authentic. That is, it means that students should read the text in a way that matches the reading purpose of the type of the text and the way people normally read. And the last is so much important to use or to practice in this lesson. So know about the purpose, the type of the text, and then about the way people normally read. Okay, and the next is the strategy. And this type is there are so many strategy. If you want to look for the journal, the article, in the book, there are so many strategy. But it's because in this special, so they choose just the four in strategy about the reading. Before I explain the one by one about the strategy to read, so please listen and read about the meaning of the strategy. Hence, the word strategy is derived from the Greek and the word strategos, who was a military commander. The age of the Athenian democracy, strategy is an overall approach regarding to the implementation of the idea, planning, and execution of an activity within a certain time. It contains a good strategy to have them, identifying the contributing factor in accordance with the principle of the implementation of the idea of a rationale. And the next, efficient in funding and have the tactics of the goal effectively. And the different meaning of strategy from tactics are in the scope seems to be either narrower or shorter time. However, the people generally often feel confused to differentiate the meaning of the two words. So this is half the difference about the strategy like this from just I did some more people. Okay, the next is there were many previous studies that discuss about the teacher, strategies, and the method in the teaching, reading, comprehension, such as done by Sulaimani and Hajani in 2013. Verdila 2014, Sohila 2014, Al-Nasiri and Asmani and Muslim 2017. Sulaiman and Hajj 2013 found that reading strategy instruction can lead to the use of the extended range of the reading strategy by the learners. Besides that, the reading strategies are able to enhance student reading performance. Verdila 2014 found that teachers should find appropriate technique to encourage student interest in instruction in various levels of Indonesia school dominantly adjust to intensive reading. So thus, this study was to investigate the benefit of using extensive reading in the teaching, reading, and as well as student attitude toward it. The results show that hence extensive reading can be used as one of the methods of the strategy to teach reading. Okay, so the importance of the approach, the importance of the strategy is made to understand, and is made to understand that every student can accept easily and then understand about the context and about the content in this reading. So from the reading is the important if you want to look for many knowledge. It is very strategy specialist. Okay, there are several strategies for reading that can be used to enhance the student understanding, which include metacognitive strategies, closed procedure, and the question guide. It is from Kartadinata 2006. Number 1 is metacognitive strategies, closed procedure, guidance question. Okay, next, step of teaching reading. Okay, step of teaching reading, the number 1 is the building knowledge of the field, and the next is model of the text, and the next is marks a joint construction of the text, and the next is independent construction of the text. It is according from Grip. The step can be done in teaching reading and discover. And the next is practicing. So it is many, right? It is 7. Yes, it is 7 strategies. So you can choose the one of the strategy if you want to practice in this class and especially planning. Okay, the number 1 is about the practicing. Okay, and the next is about practicing, right? If you have done to choose the strategy, so we must practice the strategy or this methodology to good in the student if you want to accept this material. Okay, 3 methods used by analyst teacher in teaching reading comprehensive of the procedure text. It is number 1 is scaffolding and audio visual method, and the next is grammar translation method, and the last is project-based learning or PBL. Okay, next and special, I want to explain about the scaffolding and audiovisual method. The first, it is the journal. The journal, the writer is Mr. Gea. The journal is have explained and has found the good methodology or strategy to practice this lesson. The first, when Miss Gaya used scaffolding by showing pictures and video, all the students were autistic. In watching the video, the picture could attract student attention, so they will really enjoy the learning process through media such as PowerPoint or video or interactive or video interactive. On the other hand, when teacher asks the student some questions related to the video, yes, not all the students were active in answering the question. Some of them understood the content of the text, but others just focused on image which showed up on the screen. Maybe besides, the position of the screen was not on the center of the class, so the students who were sitting in the back, the corner maybe, are not see the PowerPoint or the correctly. So this is the weakness from the scaffolding and audiovisual method. But if the strength it is make the student is active and know about the content after they know and after they reading about the video visual or the audio, it is like this. Okay, and the next, the methodology is grammar translate method. Mr. G and Miss Nia also use the grammar translation method in order to help students converting the word from the English into Bahasa so that they can actually comprehend the content of the procedure text. From observation, she saw that the student can understand the word text actually since they success in finding the meaning of the difficult word that came up in the text. Besides that, in translating the word, teacher used some gesture to represent the meaning of the text to stimulate the student's mind in guessing the word that says strategy. Good job. It is about the grammar translation method. Okay, and the last is about project-based learning. Disney of Indonesia or senior high school and junior high school is also use this methodology about the project-based learning. The third method that used by English teacher in the teaching reading procedure text was project-based learning. This method was very effective in training students skill in speaking since they were supposed to perform in front of class maybe. Nevertheless, the aim of using such strategy was to assess student understanding of procedural text. So the procedural text is one of the kind of the types like we should read, write the procedural text, and so this is the effective to practice in the student. This method was effective because it would stimulate student ability in speaking, so the all students have the same opportunity to demonstrate the result to certain food. Example, because procedure text is like the step, the how to make, how to do, how to use, how to operate, and so more. This is so effective if you want to practice like is after we read the contents, after they read the text, we also the practice in the project-based learning. I think like this. Okay, the conclusion is, before conclusion, the important is, in short, those English teacher has used the various strategies to teaching and reading comprehension. They did not only use one method to teach all students. The three strategies the most used by English teacher were scaffolding and audiovisual method, or grammar translation method, or the project-based learning method. So please don't just use one method, no. But you must combine and you must use the three methods, but you know the context, you know the situation, you know the condition, and especially this method is so important for you all, and especially the teacher. Okay, thank you very much. This is about the current teaching methodology in the reading. So if you have any question, so you can comment in this commenter column. So don't forget to like and subscribe. So thank you very much. The last for me, I am Anis Rumaidayati. Thank you and goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.